Police in St. Elizabeth are investigating a robbery that left a business owner and a suspected intruder dead. The incident took place at a car dealership in Longwood District on Sunday. Aliyah Bryant has the details.
The community of Longwood District in St. Elizabeth is struggling to come to terms with a double fatal shooting that claimed the lives of two men. Dead are 64-year-old car dealer Melvin Blight of Longwood and 34-year-old Rommel of Leeds District, who police believe may have been an intruder. Reports are that after spending most of the day trying unsuccessfully to reach her husband by phone, Blight's wife grew concerned. When he failed to return home, she and her daughter went to check on him at his dealership. What they found shortly after 4 p.m. was a scene no family should ever have to witness. Blight's body was found inside the compound. A short distance away, in an open lot near the property's fence, lay the body of Rommel Johnson. The distraught family immediately alerted a relative who contacted the Santa Cruz police.
We theorized that a culprit gained entry to the property, where the owner, having recognized, approached what appears to be a struggle between the attacker and the owner of the property, resulting in the gunshot wound of both the attacker as also the owner of the property. The firearm of the owner was found adjacent to the body of the attacker.
A bag containing vehicle lights, car parts, and tools was also found at the scene. But police say that Johnson was a known suspect.
He's known to the police. He's currently before the court, a case of larceny motor vehicle.
The incident has left residents shocked.
Mr. Blight, Banks is just a quiet, cool person, respectful person. If you do anything wrong, he will talk to you respectfully. And we can also buy an upside if you do. So we can understand.
The police are continuing their investigations. Aliyah Bryant, TVJ News.
Police in Manchester are investigating two men for alleged fraudulent activities, including charging for Justice of the Peace services. The men were detained on May 18. One is a sitting Justice of the Peace, while the other, Marvin Dean, was decommissioned in 2024 for similar allegations. Investigators say the men were found with documents and stamps suggesting they were posing as medical doctors to sign driver's license application forms. Manchester Custos Garfield Green says he's particularly concerned that Dean allegedly continued to present himself as a Justice of the Peace despite being decommissioned.
It strikes at the heart of public trust in the Justice of the Peace system. It is a known fact that the vast majority of JPs across Jamaica serve with integrity, without compensation, and with a genuine commitment to community service, which is what they have signed up for. So what happened in Mandeville does not represent who our JPs are. It is a serious but isolated breach, and it reminds us why vigilance, accountability, and strong oversight are essential.
The police say their investigation is continuing, with information emerging that the men may also have been involved in other illegal activities, including the alleged fraudulent signing of bail documents. Both men are to attend court next Wednesday. Jamaica Teachers Association is calling for evidence-based policymaking to address long-standing financial challenges. The group says government must take measurable action to ensure a return on investment. Cameron White reports.
Jamaica Teachers Association President Mark Malava is advocating for a stronger research culture in education, saying evidence-based policymaking is critical to addressing long-standing financial challenges. He says this is critical to addressing gaps in a space where educators are expected to produce globally competitive graduates. The JTA president argues that the government must move toward a model where research is standard and informs policy.
Every serious education transformation across the world has been anchored in robust inquiry and sustained intellectual engagement. Finland did not become Finland by accident. Singapore did not transform its education system through guesswork. The highest performing systems in the world invest heavily, not only in schools, but in educational research, teacher development, policy analysis, and strategic implementation. And you know, colleagues, one of the items on our list of claims has to do with research and asking the government minister to allocate more funds to tertiary institutions for research.
Noting the previous education reform reports sanctioned by the Education Ministry, Mr. Malava contends that it is time the government takes measurable action to ensure a return on investment.
The Ernst & Young report, for example, looked at the teachers. Government paid millions of dollars for this, Dr. David. That report recommended that the classroom teacher, for example, trained graduates, be placed on band 6. Instead, the government placed us, the classroom teacher, on band 4. The difference between band 4 and band 6 is $75,000 per month after tax. One of the things that the government did was to pay us under $5,000 for graduate allowance, for example. At the high schools, students get $250 per day for PATH. That's over, what, $6,000? It would have been good to minister to the government and put the teachers with masters on PATH, because we'll have probably get more money on our salaries. These are things that are grounded in research.
Cameron White, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It's now time for the Business Minute.
A strong increase in revenue was not enough to offset high expenses as Alaska distributors reported a decline in profits for the year ending March 31, 2026. Net profits fell by approximately 21% to $1.6 billion. Revenue increased by 5% to just over $31.6 billion. However, rising operating costs weighed on the company's performance. Despite the lower profit, the company reported growth in cash flows from operations, which rose to more than $1.6 billion, signaling stronger cash generation during the period. Further afield, gas prices are continuing to fall, but they still remain high. According to AAA, gas prices reached an average of $4.35 a gallon on Saturday. That's down 4 cents from Friday and 17 cents from a week ago. However, prices are still up by 46% since the start of the war with Iran in late February. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz has led to a disruption in global oil prices since energy facilities had to pause production. And that's it for the Business Minute. I am Kirk Wright.
Thank you, Kirk Wright. And it's now time for the top stories from around the world.
In the region, thousands of commuters in Trinidad and Tobago were left scrambling for transportation Monday after maxi taxi operators began a 3-day work stoppage. Drivers say the action stems from outstanding government payments, illegal competition, and other long-standing concerns. The disruption has raised concerns for students sitting CXC examinations, with teachers urging a quick resolution. Commuters reported long delays as the protest entered its first day. And on the international scene, police in Sandy, Oregon said a domestic disturbance call turned deadly, leaving multiple people dead and a police officer wounded. Authorities say officers and the sheriff's deputies responded to reports of a domestic incident and a shooting on Evans Street when they came under fire. One officer was shot multiple times and airlifted to hospital. Police say the officer is in stable condition and expected to recover. Multiple fatalities were also reported. The suspect later surrendered without incident and is now in custody. Investigators say there is no ongoing threat to the community. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alia. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.